I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to FinextraTV for Money 2020. Kindly calling into our virtual studio now is Amy Neale, Senior Vice President, Fintech and Enablers at Mastercard. So Amy, it's good to see you again. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Hannah. Great to see you again.
Really good to have you on. And now, today we're speaking off the back of Money 2020, and one topic that has not moved from the centre of discussion from past years is the value of partnerships, and this year is no different, right? So the industry is setting out to define a new cast and also ways to deliver better outcomes for everybody instead of adhering to maybe the old pure play competition model. So with that in mind, and also reflecting on your role at Mastercard, which puts you in a great position to shed some light on Mastercard's approach to fintech partnerships. Can you tell us, what is your stance here? Let's start there.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a great topic because Mastercard is and really always has been the partner of choice for some of the most influential fintech brands across the globe. And we really do genuinely embrace every opportunity to create partnerships, to collaborate across formal lines, and to think differently about how we as a company can embrace the new players, the emerging players that we're seeing in the world of fintech, wherever they come from. We're really aware that fintech companies are contributing to digital transformation, and that they're doing that because they come from the place of wanting to make consumers' lives more convenient, simpler, more rewarding. And so, you know, as a digital first company, we genuinely attempt to support and enable this creative disruption. I think, you know, when we think about it, the key to making fintech collaborations successful is to make sure that we deliver with a developer first mindset. We know that whoever the entrepreneur is behind a new fintech company, they have strong engineering teams and a strong belief in terms of what can be built with the best kinds of technology. So that means that we're setting out to provide best in class developer platforms, ensuring that all of our APIs are published to a very high standard, that integration is top of mind for us in everything that we do, and also that we enable interoperability between our products, between our rails, in a way that enables that inclusive, sustainable, and digital innovation. So that's the bedrock. That's really what underpins everything that we do when we think about working in partnership with fintech players.
Well, Amy, thank you very much for setting the scene for us. It certainly sounds like you've been very busy at Mastercard. So tell us, how does Mastercard choose then the right approach to working with the new types of partners? What about that?
So we have an incredibly joined up approach. We know that the only way we can address the pace of change is by ensuring that all parts of our organization are thinking in a cohesive manner, and that we're thinking about that in all of the ways that we work with fintech builders. We know that fintech ideas can come from companies large and small, so we try to ensure that we're placing an emphasis on all ends of the spectrum. And you know, there are a few mechanisms that we've put in place to support all of those types of player, whether it's those already operating in financial services, whether it's those that are embedding finance into their existing brands, whether it's large scaled fintechs or very early entrepreneurs just setting out. So as it relates to the earlier stage companies, we're very generally focused on what we call a partner and grow approach. And I think our Start Path program really exemplifies this. This is a program that we've been running for 6 years now. Participating fintech startups take part in a 6-month program that's designed to add value to them at those earliest stages and support their scale and growth. We ask participating companies to allow us to consider investing in the next round of investment that they're raising when they've been through the program. And that tends to be something that these types of companies really appreciate, but that's not the driving force. The driving force is to support these companies to succeed in their ambitions by leaning on Mastercard's expertise, global reach, products, solutions, and our network. And we think that this has really borne fruit for everybody who participates. So companies like Revolut, Air Wallets, Razorpay, Pay, they all started with StartPath, and we've worked with almost 300 companies now that have gone on to raise about $5 billion in capital after the program. So that's something that's super key. Beyond the startup engagement work, so when we think about companies that are progressing, we've also built out a really robust partner network, which specifically supports fintech enablers and tech companies in the fintech space that want to partner with Mastercard to access our solutions so that they're better equipped to service their customers in turn. So our partner network, which we call Engage, supports industry players like those systems integrators, the issuer processors, banking as a service players, all of those intermediaries, by qualifying their companies, but more importantly, bringing them into that network to access our solutions, and then introducing them directly to our customers, and then truly building what we refer to as our ecosystem of innovators.
Amazing. You've really painted the picture for us there, and some incredible progress so far. But there's no doubt the pace of change is increasing daily. So how does Mastercard's approach to fintechs address both the changing players, but also the new trends that we're seeing? What about that?
Yeah, so we're constantly iterating our approach. We have to, right, to drive that impactful change and to respond to the latest trends. So perhaps I can bring that to life with a couple of examples for you that really shine a light on a couple of the key trends in 2021 that everybody's talking about. So first of all, earlier this summer, we announced the launch of a new crypto track to support the best and brightest crypto companies that we're seeing around the world. So we launched that in the summer. We're delighted to have stood up our first wave of crypto companies that we're working with in this intimate manner. So from those that are creating a marketplace of NFTs to building an air-gapped cold vault to enabling sustainable digital assets, we've got 7 companies that we're currently working with really closely, using our learnings from StartPath to apply that partnership model. So GK8, Domain Money, Mintable, Super Oracles, Stacks, Taurus, and Uphold are the first cohort of that dedicated program, which is very much an extension of that thinking that I spoke about in terms of how we work with companies to try to ensure that everything that we're doing is win-win. A win for us as Mastercard and a win for those companies as we help them to scale. So then, as well as crypto, the other big topic of 2021, of course, is open banking. And that takes us to another approach that Mastercard has instituted as we think about our role in open banking. We've recently announced a couple of acquisitions, and I think that those acquisitions really highlight our excitement around the space and acknowledgement of how it's rapidly evolving. And those acquisitions bring these partners into the Mastercard fold, and I think demonstrate our commitment to the space. So the first of those, most recently announced, is Aya, our most recent acquisition, which strengthens our open banking capabilities. Aya is known for creating a direct connection to banks through a single API, which of course allows customers to develop and launch those new digital solutions that they need. Super consumer centric, which is at the heart of everything that we do at Mastercard, and with an ambition to create open banking first that complements everything else that we're doing as a company. And then, of course, secondly, our acquisition of Finicity in the US. Finicity's technology is enhancing Mastercard's existing open banking solutions, right, and driving expansion across key geographies such as Europe, which is timely as we're at Money 2020 this week. Today, Mastercard's open banking services in Europe feature connections to about 1,800 different financial institutions, and the number is growing all of the time. And in addition, our technology and our expertise combined with Finicity's analytics platform is helping to streamline some of the critical credit decision decisioning processes that need to happen to bring to life the opportunities of open banking. And of course, bringing it back to that concept of developer, most importantly, Finicity really shares our ambitions and commitment as a company to ensuring that we're delivering best-in-class data solutions that are centered around the consumer. So that's very much at the heart of everything that we're doing. Focus on the developer and ensure that we have a clear understanding of that data responsibility.
Well, it sounds like you've been incredibly busy, Amy. It was really good to touch base and hear about what Mastercard are doing in the space. You're clearly leading the way as well. But look, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your insights. Some good advice weaved in there as well, I think. But we'll leave it there. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Hannah.